Alrighty, hey guys, this is Think Outside the Cube. And here we are, we're finally getting a test drive of my dad's 2014 Nissan Altima. Now, this is just a 2.5 SV. Thankfully not a plebeian 2.5S though. We'll do a quick little acceleration run right here in sport mode, and I'll let you see like the manual shifts, or not the manual, but the CVT shifts. And see, that was to 40 right there because, you know, speed limit's like 35 in here. But, you know, it's a really fast responding transmission. We'll get right into the driving dynamics of the car. Not gonna say so much in this video. I'm determined not to say it. But this car has the sounds it makes aren't really appealing. This car reminds me a lot of like an electric golf cart or I just said it, oh my gosh. But an electric car basically. It's so much a just forward motion kind of instant power, always power type deal. With the CVT, you're always getting the maximum amount of power possible. And I really don't understand. If anything, I would think the automotive enthusiast would appreciate a CVT just because they understand where it falls in the market. But I know a bunch of them hate them. And I mean, yeah, it's not for everyone. I'm glad, to be honest, I'm glad I don't have a CVT anymore. I love my 5-speed automatic in my Civic. But you know, this being my dad's car, okay, I hope that didn't mess up the camera. But I think the headrest is rattling because I have it lifted up so high with my phone underneath it. So hopefully you can't pick that up. Hopefully you don't hear anything. But, you know, I really don't understand why they have so much hatred towards them. You get excellent fuel economy. My dad is averaging 38 right now. And for a family sedan with city and highway mix, that's damn good. I don't care what you say. For a naturally aspirated, non-hybrid, 4-cylinder family sedan, that is really good. I don't even break 30 in my Civic, and this thing is getting 38. So, you know, okay, this hussy in the freaking Impala was hanging out in my blind spot the whole time. But, you know, this car, it has a very mechanical sound to it. The CVT makes a really like humming type noise, I guess you could say. And I see my friend Taylor over there. She's in her 335 Xi. And speaking of which, she just had her turbos replaced, LOL. She's got like 102,000 miles on it. But it's got a very mechanical sound to it. I don't know. It's just kind of overwhelming at first, the CVT does. Because you have engine noise, you have the humming of the CVT, and then you have the engine noise, and then you have road noise. It's just all kind of overwhelming at first, but you really get used to it. I thought something was wrong with it at first, and because my Cube CVT didn't make that type of noise. But this car, it really just, it propels you. It's not really like a, it doesn't really do that. If in just regular drive mode, it's just kind of like instant power. And you know, that's pretty cool, to be honest. Like merging on the freeway. Okay, here we go. See, those fake shifts, I mean, it keeps it from holding the revs so high. And I think it's a cool little feature. But the road manners on this car, steering is very numb. I wouldn't say it's Camry numb, but it's definitely devoid of feel. It's not as firm and as taut as my Civic is, and that's to be expected in a modern family sedan. You wouldn't get 38 mpg if you had hydraulic power steering. So this has electric power steering. You know, it's really just a point A to point B car. The ride, it's a good medium between compliant and floaty. It's definitely not as floaty as a Camry. I'd say it's on par with like an Accord, maybe not as civilized as an Accord though. But turning into my neighborhood right here, sorry, I don't know how long this video is. It probably wasn't even that long. I just went and picked up a pizza from Papa John's. But it's just, I really do like this car. It's it's relatively fast for it being a 4-cylinder family sedan. Of course, it's not as fast as the 280 horsepower, I think it is 3.5 liter Altimas. But for a 4-cylinder, it's got some get up and go in it. And maybe that's just because I'm used to a 140 horsepower compact sedan. But this is really just a nice family sedan for someone that doesn't really care. They're pretty cheap. They're basically dirt cheap if you really think about it. We've got $5 grand off of this thing, and it's served us well. Resale value isn't the best on them, just because they depreciate so fast due to rental companies having so many of them. This is a 2.5S Altima is a rental company's favorite car. Like, goodness gracious, they love them. So that's why resale really isn't that good on these things. But if you're driving it till the wheels fall off, resale doesn't matter. And this was really just purchased as a disposable car for my father. He needed to buy a car within a week. We looked at Accords, we looked at Sonatas, we looked at Camrys, we looked at Optimas, and it really just kept coming back to this, mainly because the value aspect of it, you can't beat. We bought this out the door for 21 grand. Okay, you cannot beat that. That's a Civic EX. You can't even, I think you can maybe get a Accord LX for that. And you have to remember, this was February of 2014. And so it's not, they didn't have the new Sonata out. The new Camry wasn't out. If the new Camry was out, we would probably would have gotten a Camry SE, just like half of other America. But I'm really just riding around my neighborhood right now. But as far as the future for this car, I really don't. The tires, they have a little bit of tread left on them. They've got about 36,000 miles on them. And so tread is diminishing pretty fast. As for when we're getting rid of it, the car's paid for. Car was paid for the first month we had the car. Nissan makes you finance it to get the $5 grand off when we were, they're having a party. When we bought the car, to get the big discount, you had to finance it, and then you could just pay it all, the whole car off in that first payment, and that's what Dad did. But so my dad is really just driving it. We're not in over our heads in it. We don't owe more than it's worth. We're not making payment, okay? So there's really no reason to get rid of it right now until it needs tires, or until my dad wants something. He might put tires on it, he might not. We've been small talking about a Lexus ES. We've been looking at Acura TLXs, and I don't know, I'd be surprised if my dad bought a luxury car, to be honest. He's definitely not one to flaunt money, and that's the main reason I didn't get a BMW, was one, reliability and repair cost, and two, was because it's such a flaunty brand. Just kind of like, I have money, I'm gonna spend it, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's just known for being a very arrogant driver's car, I guess you could say. But that's basically it for this little video. I'm not going to ramble on too long, and I'm not going to sit here and drive around at 20 miles per hour around my neighborhood for an hour. But hopefully this video wasn't too short and you guys liked it. And hopefully I'll have a video for you guys within the coming months of a replacement for this car. As I said, it's not leaving anytime within the next few weeks or so. But definitely I think we're getting a new car this year. The Commander's staying, that's been confirmed by my parents. My mom loves that car. I asked her, okay Mom, what kind of car do you want? And she said a Jeep Commander. And she looked at the NX200T. It didn't appeal to her. She said it was too small. So there's really, I mean, if she wants to keep driving that, then my dad will get a new car. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in my next video.